everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time. If you are just visiting this channel for the very first time, thank you so much. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for trusting this brand. Apologies, it's been a long time since we uploaded a video. It's been a lot of work lately with us. So right now I'm going to be teaching you how to sew this corporate outfit on the thumbnail. So let's get started. So I've gone ahead to mark out all the important line, and now we're going to be taking in our dart on both the side, just the way we usually do our princess that is just what I'm repeating on this video. So you mark out all your vertical line, which is your bust point, your under bust, your half length. Remember, you're not marking a full blouse. So what you have there, because this video is so long, I needed to just crop out a lot of parts so you won't get bored with everything. But the length of the blouse we are going to be working with from your shoulder to your half length, that's what I have there. So I've gone ahead to mark out those important lines, as you can see, and then I'm creating my armhole curve, and then you're going to connect to your bust point on your chest line. Sorry, that is your bust circumference on your chest line. So your bust circumference divided by 4 is what you're going to mark. But mind you, remember the way we are starting. If you can see, we are not starting from the beginning of the pattern paper. You can see we have 1.5 on this part. We have 1.5. That is the part for our button, and then I'm going to be marking my waistline, that is my half length circumference, that is divided by 4, and then I'm going to be marking there, and then I'll connect all of these points together. And the next thing for us to do is to do our under bust tightness. So you're going to take your under bust circumference divided by 4, whatever you have, and what you have left, you're going to share it on both sides. We've done this previously on our video, and I'm not going to be speaking more on that. And then I've gone ahead to take my side dart and connect to my bust point. And after doing that, I'm going to be dividing my shoulder by 2 and connecting this. If you're following my tutorial, you understand this is the way I usually do my measurement. And then I've gone ahead to go up by 2 on from the chest line, just to create the sweetheart, what's it called, the queen and sweetheart neckline. And then I'm going to be tightening each side by 0.5. You can do 0.75, depends on how busty you want. And then I'm going to be connecting all of these points together. I had to zoom it out so you can see what we are doing. I've gone ahead to take 0.5 on both sides, and then I'm connecting all of these points together. Ensure you do that, and then I'm just marking it out so you would see the part that is not needed. So the next thing is for us to start taking our measurement. Whatever you have there, you're going to replace it on that part, and whatever you have there, you're also going to replace it. So just follow this process. And I noticed I did not reduce the zoom, that's why you didn't notice what I did at the edge of the fabric. And then you connect all your lines together, and also I had to also trace out that very well so you all can see. And also I'm marking out my queen and neckline and connecting it to meet that point. So it's usually not difficult, is the queen and neckline. So you can see what I just did. I had to go and reduce the zooming part of it, you know. And this is what we have. And the next thing for us to do is to start cutting. So the next thing for us to do is to start working on the back. So the back doesn't have a zipper because we already have a button at the front. So you're just going to rule out your basic line, which are your shoulder to the half length, shoulder to the bust point. And then I'm going to be taking my dart leg like we always do, like I mentioned previously. So you just follow this process. So if you're a beginner, maybe you might have to go back to my previous video and see how I usually take my basic bodies. So, and then I've connected to meet the mid part of the shoulder slope. And then the next thing for us to do is to start imputing all our measurements. Remember, there is no zip because the back is unfolded and we already have a button at the front. Remember the 1.5 watt that we give on the front. And then I'm just going to be taking my armhole curve and connecting it to meet up with this line. Now the next thing for us to do is to also take our neckline. So you're going to be coming down by either 1.5 or you're going to be coming down by 2, so it depends on your preference. But for the purpose of this video, I came down by 1.5 because I didn't want it to be too low. So once we're done doing that, we're going to be taking our shoulder, our neck tightening like we always do. That's the line I marked out there. And the next thing for us to start doing is to cut out our pattern paper. And once we're done cutting, I'm going to be transferring it to the fabric, and then I'll show you what's next for us to do. So we have two pieces for the back and also three pieces for the front. So this part on the back is going to be on fold. You can see I've gone ahead to label it out. I'm going to put this aside and also bring out the front piece and show you. So this part is meant for the button. That's why I had to mark it. So I'm also folding to indicate that you are going to fold this while you are cutting. Make sure it's on fold, and I'm going to be placing this aside and showing you how it is on the fabric. So this is what we have. I've gone ahead to cut it on the fabric, and also I've cut on the lining as well. I've added my ST, I've added my allowance, the allowance I need. So you're going to go ahead to add the allowance, and this part is going to be on fold. I'm just going to open it up and show you guys how it looks. So this part is going to be on fold, and this is the front. What I did for the back is also what I did for the front by also adding all the necessary allowance. And the next thing for us to do is to start sewing. So I added all the ST for both the front and the back. So the first thing for us to do right now is to join our back, and I've gone ahead to join the back, or the back piece. I join everything together, and also for the front I've also gone ahead to join everything together. Remember, I said this video is very long and I had to cut some other things, but if you have any question, please do let me know on the comment section. So the next thing for us to do is to start working on the front part of the fabric. So at this point, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you can get notified once I upload any sewing tutorial. And please give me your comments, and do not forget to like and share this video. So I'm marking out the allowance that I gave for the front. You can see we have excess there. That part is for the button. Remember, I said we have a button on the front. So I'm going to be putting this aside, and then I'm going to be showing you the other part of the front. Remember, it is two sides we have for the front, more like a button shirt. So I'll place this aside and then show you how the back lining that I've joined, how it looks, so you can see how it looks. And the next thing for us to do is to join all of this piece, and once I'm done joining, I'm going to be showing you how it is for both the front and the back. So this is not difficult because we are just going to be closing from the neckline to the side, and this video is so long I needed to be very fast. So the next thing, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to join all of these pieces together. You can see the queen Anne neckline is coming into shape, and also I had to hold that part with the button for the fabric not to shake, because this is a tweed fabric and it can be very shaky. So this is what we have. Remember, I said it's looking like a shirt, so I'm going to be placing this aside. So once we're done doing that, so the next thing for us to do is to take the circumference of what we have here to create our half circle flare, because this is a flare button top corporate blouse. So you're going to open up your fabric, open up what you have there, and you measure from one end to the other. You see, I had to slow this video down so you guys will understand. So you're going to measure from one end to another. So this is me measuring what I have. So what I have and what you are going to have is totally different. So this is me. I've gone ahead to measure it, and the next thing for me to do is to cut out the fabric. So right now we're going to be cutting out our half cycle flare for the down part of the style. So you're going to fold into two and then fold into two again. You can see then we have 1 2 3 4. So we have a folded edge and also two sides that is open. So if you are very conversant with my video, you understand that previously we've talked about cycle flare. So if you don't know how to cut a cycle flare, just watch my previous video on how to cut a cycle flare. But this time around we're going to be doing an half cycle flare, and half cycle flare is not difficult. Just follow the process that I'm doing. You can see I've folded it like a triangle shape. A triangle shape is for half cycle flare, and that is what we are going to be doing on this tutorial. So I'm cutting out all the excess. So if you have excess, just cut it out so you won't have too much fabric sitting on your table. So I'm going to be marking my waist circumference divided by 3.14. So whatever you have, you're going to mark it round just the way I'm doing. So your waist circumference divided by 3.14. Once you're done doing that, you're going to connect all the points together. And once you're done connecting all the points together, you're going to then take the length of the flay, that is the length of your flay. So for the length of my flay is about 8, and then plus 1 inch, making it 9. So this is me, I'm just trying to confirm from the fabric that I cut off the camera. So you're just going to place the length of your flay from this edge to the other. So I hope this is clear. And then once you're doing that, you're going to connect all the lines together and then cut accordingly. And the next thing for us to do is to create that curve that you can see on the thumbnail. And how to do that, you are going to be coming down on this part. You're going to be coming down by 3. You can come down by 4, depends on your preference. And once you're done doing that, you're going to be going in by 6 or 7 and connecting these lines. Like it's just a freehand. Just be creative as a fashion person. It's just a freehand, and then I'm going to be cutting it out. Just say I've gone inside by 1.5. Remember, we gave 1.5 on our shirt, so you're also going to be giving 1.5 on this part. So you just follow the process. You can see it's not difficult, and then you will cut across. And also, if you have any question, please do not forget to drop it on the comment section. I'll be very much available to answer any question you drop on the comment section. And the next thing for us to do is to join both this fabric and the lining together. I'm going to be turning it, and once I'm done, this is what I have. So I've gone ahead to turn it, and I'm going to be joining the upper part of this and the lining and the flay together, just the way we usually do our peplum when we are sewing a peplum blouse. If you don't know how to sew a peplum blouse, I'm going to be dropping a link on the description box to show you how to sew a peplum blouse. So you're going to be joining it. If you have any excess, please do not forget to fold, and make sure your sewing should be neat and also weave. If you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please kindly do well to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you can get notified once I upload any sewing tutorial. So I'm going to be taking this stone by sewing machine to join the upper part and the flay together, and once I'm done doing that, I'm going to show you the final results. And finally, this is what we have, guys. So tell me, what do you think on the comment section? I had to pair this with a skirt, so it will really come out very well as a corporate outfit. And mind you, this is a tweed fabric. If you're wondering what kind of fabric I use here, this is a tweed fabric. So guys, thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. And if you are yet to visit my social media handles, please do go ahead to visit us on Instagram, on TikTok, and every other platform. So thank you so much for staying to the end. Bye.